Hello, so today I want to talk about gratitude. So, if you're anything like me, I'm sure you've heard of all the benefits of a gratitude practice in living a happier life and even manifesting into your life the things that you want. And maybe you also keep a gratitude journal next to your bed and write in, things that you're grateful for every night before bed. It's something I have implemented in my life on and off. I'll get a good run going and be doing it every night and then, miss the odd night or forget or honestly stop doing it altogether, especially if there's no pen beside my bed. But also, if you're anything like me, maybe you sometimes find it a bit, I don't know, if you're not in the right headspace, a bit difficult to not to necessarily list things that you're grateful for, but maybe sometimes you're listing things that you think you should be grateful for without really feeling that feeling of gratitude. You should be grateful for those things, but the emotion isn't there. And I think if the emotion isn't there, it's kind of a problem, because if the whole reason you're doing this exercise is to feel gratitude and be in the energy of gratitude, if you're just doing the exercise and writing things down as a sense of obligation, or because it's what you should be doing, or it's because what you think you should be grateful for, but it's not actually generating that emotion, then is it really beneficial, and is it really going to help you in your life? So I have found that definitely I sometimes write things down because I'm like, I should feel grateful for this, or I should be grateful for that, but my energy is kind of low, like I'm not really feeling it, or I'm struggling. So I was watching an interview with Paul McKenna, the hypnotist guy, and he wrote a book called I Can Make You Rich, but he emphasizes that it's not just about rich in terms of monetary value, whilst that can be an element of it. It's rich in every area of your life, because there's plenty of people that have a lot of money and financial success, but they aren't happy, and there's serious issues in all other areas of your life. So what good is financial success if you're miserable, if you're depressed, if your relationships are all going wrong, if you're not enjoying your life, or if you don't have any peace or happiness? You need to be rich in all areas of your life, really. And he says a way of achieving that richness is to look at in your life where you are already rich. And what that means is look in your life for things that you wouldn't change. So things that you wouldn't change, even if your physical circumstances did change, even if you achieved one specific goal or all your goals, what things would you keep the same? And that was really eye-opening for me, and allowed me to really find things in my life that I wasn't finding through the gratitude exercise. Because, for example, okay, if I was to achieve amazing financial success tomorrow, what would I not change in my life? What would I keep the same? And there's loads of things. I would still keep my flat where I live. I would keep all my friendships. I would keep my family. I would keep all my hobbies and interests and things that I like to do. I would even keep my car, and it's not a great car. I would fix the scratches on it and I would pay it off, but I would keep it because I still like it, and I'm not ready to upgrade it yet. Even if I had all the money in the world, I would still genuinely keep it. And then it doesn't even need to be just like things outside of you. What would you keep about yourself? Maybe you would keep your music taste, or your sense of humor, or your hair, or your clothes. And that's where you're rich currently. That is where you are currently rich in your life. So if you made £1 million, if you met the love of your life tomorrow and were married to them, what would you not change? And those are things that you're genuinely grateful for. And that isn't to say you also can't be grateful for the things that you would change, but I feel like this is an entryway into feeling that initial genuine gratitude, and then you can go like to the second tier. So a way of doing this is, okay, look at the things you wouldn't change. So for example, I wouldn't change my home and where I live. Okay, so what in my life currently allows me to have my home? And what allows me to have my home and to pay my mortgage and to pay my bills every month is my corporate job. And now that is something I often struggle to feel grateful for, because it is one of the things I would definitely change if I was really financially successful, or if I achieved some of my goals. I would definitely leave my corporate job. But right now, that corporate job is providing me with something that I am immensely grateful for, and providing me with something I wouldn't even change. So by default, really, that gives me a way in to be grateful for something that I sometimes struggle to feel grateful for, because it's providing me with something I am genuinely grateful for. So how can I then not be grateful for the thing that provides me with that thing, you know? And it's a really good way of overcoming resentments too, because gratitude is definitely the antidote to resentment. So, and if you're going to blame a circumstance or a person for the bad, you also have to credit them for the good. So even if it's a person, say you've gone through a breakup recently, or not recently, and you have a lot of resentment against that person, you're looking at the relationship very negatively, and because of certain bad things that happened in that relationship, you now have a higher set of standards going forward in your dating and what you're looking for in the next relationship. So you can be grateful for the standards that you have now in your dating life that weren't there before, but what gave you those standards? And it could be the other way around. It could be a bad relationship gave you those standards, or the things that were wrong in the relationship gave you those higher standards. Or even you could have gone out with someone that was really great in many ways, and despite their flaws, they had some really amazing qualities. And now going forward, you know, you want someone, you know that those qualities exist because you've had them before. So they have raised your standards for what you want for yourself next. And often it is a mix of good and bad. You know, very rarely will one whole relationship be all bad or all good. There will be good and bad, but even from the bad, can you get something good from it? And even from the good, can you get something bad from it? But in this situation, you can be grateful for the high standards that you have now for your next relationship, whether those high standards came from good things from your previous relationships or bad things. But then that gives you a way in to feel grateful for an area of your life that you might harbor some resentment. Or if you don't have a great relationship currently with a family member or parents, but say you really like your eyes, and those eyes came from your dad who left when you were younger. Something about yourself that you wouldn't change is the color of your eyes, for example. So that gives you a way in to feel grateful for a person that you are harboring resentment over. Because the resentment is the thing, it only does damage to you. It doesn't hurt the other person, it hurts yourself. And if you're trying to live your best life and live a more peaceful, happier, abundant life, you have to find a way to be grateful. And I think this is a really great way to do it. So first you would look at the things that you wouldn't change, even if you achieved all your goals, and then you look at what things led you to have those things. Because you'll find that some of those things that actually led you to have the things that you wouldn't change, you actually think they were bad things. But they can't be all bad. They can't be all bad if they lead you somewhere good, if they lead you to a place of gratitude. So yeah, I hope that helps. I hope that helps someone feel more gratitude in their life and gives you something else to do if you are struggling to feel grateful all the time, or even struggling to make lists, or it doesn't feel genuine, or you feel like you're just writing things down because you feel like you should feel grateful about those things, but you're not really tapping into the emotion. Really get clear on, if all my dreams came true tomorrow, genuinely, what would I not change that I currently have? And hopefully that will help.